So this is my last video from Barbados. I've been really excited about releasing this one, but it's taken me time. It's a very well-known distillery. It's the Foursquare Distillery. There is so much to say about this distillery, partly because it has been so spoken about. I've got other videos on Foursquare already. I don't want to cover old ground, but this is from my footage from actually visiting there. We've just arrived at Foursquare, and just to put this into perspective, Richard Seale has won Rum Producer of the Year multiple times now, and he's just won Best Distiller, full stop. He's also won Best Product, so he's won Best Rum and Best Distiller. It's nuts. Foursquare has become so famous, it actually becomes a word for me in the rum world now. It becomes a word that almost has a different meaning. To go to the distillery really roots it in what is actually being done. You forget all of the hype, forget all of the bidding and people selling things on auction, and you forget the fact that things are limited, or you just go there and you see that this is a phenomenal distillery producing phenomenal liquid. We were shown around by Richard Seale, master distiller. We went around with his son Christian and his wife Gayle, and they are a really generous family, generous with their time and their knowledge. It's such a joy to be around them, and I've got such fond memories of A, my trip to Barbados, but B, in particular, going around their distillery. To see the fermentation tanks, they're massive. To see them working away, and they catch all of the CO2 as well. They've spent money on being able to capture the CO2, which is fantastic for the environment, of course. You read about column stills and pot stills, and the truth of it is, you don't understand the half of it. You can use a column still in multiple ways, and people do use them in different ways at different distilleries. And so to see the column still at Foursquare was a real joy. And to taste the liquid that is predominantly off the column still was also really cool. And the scale of it, it's impressive. It's really impressive stuff. It's noisy, it's hot, it's humid, and there are these fantastic aromas floating around the whole distillery. They've got 2 double retorts. I say 2, yes, 2. They've only just had the second one, or when we were there, they'd only just had the second one installed. They hadn't even turned it on yet. They hadn't tried it out yet. They hadn't commissioned it, but it was the newest still on the island, which is exciting. They've all got their own numbers, and so to see the double retorts, they've sort of got this incredible framework around them. So it's very hard to get actual footage of it, but they're beautiful. They're really, really lovely. To actually go there and see them firsthand was really, really exciting. And then, of course, to see the barrel warehouses. I hadn't realised how many barrels they've got. They've got a lot of barrels. I think it was 4 warehouses with circa 10,000 barrels in each, and they're doing some laying down, they're doing a lot palletized, standing upright, and they've got a huge variety of casks, as you would come to expect from Richard. They're open, they're quite breezy going through them, very different to the other warehouses that we visited. So the smell of the barrels was not so much of a hit as you walked in, but you can't avoid the wonderful aromas of vanilla and cinnamon and toffee and prunes and raisins and other dried fruit and the tropical notes, and you can't avoid all of that when you're walking around them. It's amazing. Another thing that was really cool is Richard showed us his vats where he's doing the fermentation for his sugarcane juice. This is a new thing for Foursquare that they're introducing, I believe, into all of their rums in the future at some point when they can scale up with it. But they've got their own mill to crush their own sugarcane. They're doing wild fermentation, and we tasted some of it. It was wild. It was really wild. Richard Seale doesn't like talking about esters because it's sort of synonymous, or the language becomes synonymous with Jamaican heritage and Jamaican rums. But this rum that Richard's produced with his sugarcane is big, it's full of esters, it was nuanced, it was delicious, and it was fiery. So if you can get your hands on some of that, do so. Not because you can resell it, but so you can taste it. It was awesome. And even, I've just remembered, the bottling line, the whole area with all the packaging and the bottling is amazing. They've invested so much into this site. And then, of course, all ended with a wonderful tasting in their bar, where they have every single Foursquare ever made, which is another really cool reason to go to the distillery itself. Believe the hype. It's really, really good, and unadulterated as well. No added sugar, of course. Richard's very famous for that. So it's proper rum in a proper distillery. Fantastic time. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Come back next week because I'm going to be doing a bit of a reveal on something I've been building up to for a long time now. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. There goes Peter Holland.